Track 3. Longer mindful movement. In this practice, we're going to be doing some mindful movement. The purpose of this practice is to bring our awareness to the sensations in our bodies as we move, and to sensitively explore the limits of what we can do with our bodies at any given moment. And in this way, the movements become a model for how we can bring mindfulness to everyday life, taking our attention right into the body as we move through our days. So finding a time and a place where you won't be interrupted, and where you have enough space so that you can lie on the floor with some room around you. Perhaps on a mat or a blanket to protect yourself from the hardness of the floor. Maybe removing your shoes and loosening any clothing that might constrict your waist. And beginning by settling into lying down on your back in a comfortable position, with the legs stretched out and the feet falling away from each other. Bringing your arms alongside your body, with the palms open to the ceiling, if that feels okay for you. Settling. Feeling the weight of the body moving down into the support of the floor. Arriving into this moment. Your body fully relaxed and your mind fully awake and alert. And as we move through the sequence of movements, we are emphasizing throughout bringing moment-to-moment awareness to our body sensations and to the activities of our mind. Simply being with the sensations created by the movements without trying to achieve anything or get anywhere. It's important when doing this practice not to think of it as a competition with yourself or with anyone else. In the process of developing a deeper awareness of our bodies, as we move into the postures, the practice invites you to work up to and explore the limits of what's right for your body in each moment. It's important to experience and dwell at these boundaries long enough to make discoveries about yourself. But equally important to respect your limits and to make wise choices for yourself about drawing back, stretching less far, or holding a posture for less long. So let your understanding about your body override any instructions I give as you make choices about what movements and stretches are right for you. If you do find that any of the movements or the postures are difficult, then either remaining still and using your body to imagine your body, using your mind to imagine your body in the posture, and taking the attention into your body as you do this, or making a variation to the posture that's right for you. As we work in this way over time, it's interesting to notice how our boundaries and limits can dissolve or change without striving. So now, coming back to a full awareness of how it is to be lying here, taking your attention in particular to the sensations of contact of the body with the floor. Feelings maybe of pressure, warmth, contact, weight moving down. Moving the attention right up and into these sensations. And as you lie here, opening to the sensations of breath movement, being present with the feeling of the in-breath and the feeling of the out-breath. And if there's any tightness in this area of the body, seeing if it's possible to gently soften as you breathe out. Letting the whole weight of the body rest on the floor, sinking deeper into the mat on each out-breath. And now, as you next breathe in, stretching the arms up above and over the head. And when you reach the floor with the hands over the head, letting the breath move out. And then breathing freely while you continue to stretch the body from the fingers in one direction to the heels in the other. Not forcing, but feeling your entire body stretch. The arms, the torso, the legs, the feet. And as you breathe and stretch, opening to the sensations created in the body. And directing the breath into places of intensity. And then breathing out as you soften around the edges of intensity within the stretch. Bringing kindness to your body. And now, on the next out breath, letting the arms come back over again. One slow movement during the out breath. And letting the arms come to rest at the side of the body again. Experiencing the arms releasing and letting go as the floor takes over the work of holding them. Settling back into stillness and noticing the consequences of having done this stretch. Now bring the feet up towards the buttocks, having them about hip width apart, with the knees bent so they're pointing towards the ceiling. So you're making an inverted V shape with the legs. And we'll do some pelvic tilts. So if you have any back problems, doing this with a very fine awareness of what your body is telling you. So noticing in this position that the lower back is in contact with what you're lying on. And you can emphasize this by curving the lower back further into the floor. And then reversing this by slightly arching the lower back. The abdomen raises and a space opens up between what you're lying on and the base of the spine. As you do this, the tailbone will tilt into stronger contact with the floor. And so just gently doing this pelvic rocking at your own pace. And as you continue to move in this way, experiment with allowing the movements to be in rhythm with the breath. Noticing in a lot of detail what is happening in your body as you move in this way. In your abdomen, in your thighs, in your back. And now bringing the pelvic tilts to a close and drawing the knees up towards the chest, wrapping both arms either around your knees or around your thighs, And gently drawing your knees down towards your chest. And if you like, rocking a bit from side to side. What are the effects of these movements? Allowing things to be as they are in your body in this moment. And now moving the body from lying on the floor to being on all fours. And allowing the attention to rest with each movement of this transition. Taking your time. And settling into being on your hands and knees. With the wrists directly below the shoulders. Arms straight and spread the fingers wide. Knees are directly under the hips. Hip width apart and the back is more or less flat. And in this position we're going to do some back stretches. So taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, tucking your tailbone under and arching the back upwards. Lowering the head and bringing the chin towards the chest. And breathing in as you flatten the lower back. Keeping the abdominal muscles tight to prevent collapse in the back of the waist. And raising the head as you look forward. Keeping the back of the neck long and straight. And doing this a few times in your own rhythm. Breathing out as you stretch the back up. And breathing in as you reverse this. And now coming to stillness. Coming back to the tabletop, flat backed position. And noticing what is present in your body right now. If you'd like to, take a few moments to shake out the wrists if there's any build-up of tension here. And now extending the right foot and leg back, either with the toes tapped under on the floor or with the foot up in the air balancing. And extend the left arm in front at shoulder level, looking out over the fingertips. Feeling the cross-body stretch from the right heel to the left fingertips. And staying here breathing, always working within your own safe limits. Being sensitive to yourself as you move, but also having a sense of exploring, investigating, discovering. And now, on an out-breath, lowering the knee and hand to the floor, so that you're on all fours again, and arching the back up, reversing the stretch that we've just done. And now coming back to the tabletop position with your back flat. And this time taking out the left leg behind you, either with the toes tucked under on the floor or with the foot up in the air, balancing, breathing. And when you're ready, stretching out the right hand in front of you and looking out over the fingertips, breathing. Fully present with the sensations being created as you stretch. Breathing, balancing, wobbling. And then on an out breath, coming back now to being on all fours and arching the back up again. And now lying back down again on your back with your arms alongside your body, feet falling away, and just feeling the consequences of having done this stretch. Now we're going to do a simple twist stretch as we lie here. So drawing the feet up close to the buttocks again, but this time having the knees close together. Breathing in and out of this position. And now letting the knees go over gently to the right as far as they'll go, towards the floor. The left knee may or may not be touching the right knee. Just letting it hang, not forcing it. Keeping the feet up towards the buttocks. And taking the arms out either side of the body at shoulder level. And turning your head to look out over your left arm. Breathing. Allowing gravity to pull you into this twisting stretch. Noticing sensations, maybe the feeling of the abdomen and the chest stretching and opening on the in-breath, and the shoulders and knees sinking a little deeper into the stretch with each out-breath. Letting yourself soften and open into the stretch without any sense of striving, just allowing your muscles to let go and lengthen. And now, on an in-breath, uncurling the body, bringing the knees back up, the arms alongside, and the head with the eyes looking towards the ceiling. And now reversing this posture. So letting the knees go over towards the floor in the other direction to the left. And taking the arms up to shoulder level, either side of the body. Turning the head and looking to the right. And again, noticing the stretch. Breathing into any places of intensity. Letting go on the out breath. And just being present with being in this posture. And now uncurling, coming back to center and drawing the knees up towards the chest, hugging them close to you with your arms and hands, stretching and massaging the back. And now releasing this and stretching out the legs, coming back into lying, into stillness. And as you breathe, opening to whatever sensations are here in this moment. And now bending the left knee so that the foot is on the floor alongside the right knee. And taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, tightening up the abdominal muscles to protect the lower back, and taking the right leg straight up into the air, with the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, as far as is right for you in this moment. And then as you breathe freely, maintaining this posture. And if you notice that your arms are getting involved in pushing on the floor, or your shoulders are tight, or your face is tense, then letting these parts of your body completely relax, as they're not involved in what you're doing. listening carefully to your body's messages, noticing any sense of wanting your leg to be higher or straighter than it is, and seeing if it's possible just to let go of that. Just coming sensitively up to your edge and then being with your edge, breathing freely. And now playing with moving your foot around in one direction, feeling the muscles that are involved in moving the foot, and then moving the foot in the other direction. And if you want to intensify the stretch a little more, you can take hold of the leg and explore gently drawing the knee towards the upper body, remembering to breathe, exploring sensations, listening to your body. Is it possible to hold this position a little longer or not? What is your mind saying about these movements? Just letting those thoughts go. Being open and sensitive to your own body's boundaries and limits. And now letting the leg come down very slowly. Noticing the sensations involved in lowering the leg. Breathing. Noticing the mind anticipating reaching the floor. And when the leg does make contact with the floor, noticing the feelings that come with releasing through the whole body. And letting both legs stretch out again and noticing the after effects of that stretch. What are the sensations now through the body? And now reversing the position of the legs so that the right knee is bent and the foot is alongside the left knee, and allowing the left leg to come up as far as it will go, and settling in here, experiencing the leg being up, breathing, noticing if this leg has a different limit from the other one, or a different limit from yesterday. Bringing your awareness to the sensations and thoughts about them. And as best you can, letting go of judgments and simply being with your experience as you explore your edges. Letting your back relax, your shoulders, your arms, your face. And if you like, moving the foot around in one direction, feeling the muscles that are involved in moving the foot, and then moving the foot in the other direction. And if you want to intensify the stretch, taking hold of the leg, experiencing the sensations and the feeling in your body as you have this leg up here. And now, very slowly, letting the left leg come down. Being aware of the muscles involved, sensations. And when it does make contact with the floor, experiencing the feelings of release that go through the body. And stretching out the other leg. Coming to stillness and opening to the sensations that are presenting themselves to you in this moment. Very alive, perceptive, noticing sensations throughout the body, noticing places of tension, and as best you can, opening to these and being with them, softening around them. And when you're ready, roll over onto your left side and prop your head up with the left hand. Put your right hand on the floor in front of you. And now, on an in-breath, slowly lifting the right leg up to the side in a scissor movement. And just holding it wherever it winds up. And staying here breathing. Breathing into the intensity, exploring your limits. And now, if you haven't already done so, very slowly letting the leg come down. And experiencing the wave of release going through the body. And now rolling over onto your other side and propping your head up with your right hand, lying on the right side. The left hand on the floor in front of you. And when you're ready, lifting the left leg up in a scissor movement as high as it will comfortably go. Holding it here. Experiencing the sensations in the left thigh. Breathing into them. And now bringing the left leg down very slowly. And experiencing the wave of release when it does come down. And now rolling over to the front of your body and settling into stillness. Lying on one side of your face, the arms alongside your body. And in this position you can feel the body pressing against the floor each time you breathe in. And relaxing away from the floor each time you breathe out. Allowing your whole body to just sink into the floor on each out breath. Noticing any after effects from the movements we've just been doing. And now moving the head so the chin is on the floor. And not using the hands at all. Slowly as you breathe in, lifting the right leg up with the knee straight and holding it there as you breathe. Noticing sensations, breathing, feeling, experiencing. And when you're ready, slowly letting the leg come down and relaxing on the side of your face, sinking into the floor. And now placing your chin on the floor once again. And on your next in-breath, lifting the other leg up as much as possible, keeping those muscles that are not involved in the stretch relaxed. Breathing. And again, letting the leg come down, letting your head rest on the mat, this time on the other side. And now bringing the chin once again onto the mat and pointing the toes. And on your next in-breath, slowly lifting the head, neck and shoulders, keeping the feet on the floor. Lifting without using the hands. Looking forward and exploring the limits of this movement for you. Breathing and opening to the possibility of moving more deeply into the stretch as you breathe in and softening as you breathe out. And now on an out breath, slowly coming down. Letting your head come down, resting on one side of the face or the other. Letting go. And being fully present with sensations in your body. Noticing the after effects of these movements. And now coming back up onto all fours so that your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And on an out breath, arching your back, letting the head come down, reversing the stretches we've just done. And on an in breath, coming down. And on the next out breath, stretching up again. Stretching the back and then breathing in, relaxing. And now coming back to the starting position, lying flat on your back, arms by your side, legs outstretched, and just lying here breathing, opening out your awareness to embrace your whole body lying here. Noticing the effects of all the movements we've just done, and experiencing the natural movement of the breath throughout the whole body. And as we come to the end of this practice, taking as much time as you need, gently rolling onto your side before coming to sit and stand. Doing this in your own time, letting your body tell you how it wants to move as you end the practice.